Hello Delta Sigs, my name is Elliot Ferguson. I'm your brother from class of 1980 something, a long time ago. I'm in the hospitality industry. I studied business administration. Mine was the first primarily black chapter of Delta Sigma Pi back in the 80s, which was an unprecedented time. The hospitality industry, like so many industries, is going through so many changes as we're looking at this pandemic and recovery. And if you've been anywhere for the last few months, you know that it's not over yet. And so for our industry, it's going to be tough. I think the key things about the hospitality industry is that it translates to so many different career opportunities that perhaps many of you don't even consider, simply because when you think of a hotel or a restaurant, you think hospitality, but you don't think of all the other career fields in between. And I've been in the industry now for 30 years, president of Destination DC for the last 11. Our website is washington.org, and I encourage you to check out how we promote DC as a destination. I think the most important thing that you should consider in terms of being a Delta Sig is what it means to you and what your obligation is to the community. So we've been talking about social equality and equity and diversity and inclusion and racial injustice more now than ever. But these conversations have been going on for a long time. The thing I'm the most proud of about your generation, especially as you're looking at getting into the business field, is that you're going to come in with aspirations and ideas as to how to make sure that inclusion and diversity and equity are all a part of how you manage your businesses. And you're going to look at people for what they bring to the organization, and you're going to look around the boardroom, look around the office space and say, this is too one-dimensional. And I appreciate that, in addition to, of course, all the things you're going to be doing to run organizations in which you're going to be working with. So if I can give you words of advice, it's all about staying involved. Delta Sigma Pi is more than just an opportunity to come together and have a lot of fun, but it's about building relationships that go further than just the college experience. And it's about being able to call on individuals that can assist you as you're moving up the ladder. I think when I joined the fraternity back in the 80s, I looked at it from the standpoint of, how do I leverage this to get to where I want to be? Not necessarily the relationships that I was going to build along the way. And when you look at what's out there now in terms of technology, you all are light years ahead of where I was back in the 80s when I finished school. But now more than ever, you can leverage all the Delta Sigs around the country to assist you in figuring out exactly what you want to do. And then, of course, making sure that you're positioned to help others as they're right behind you. Because one day, very soon, you'll be sitting here 30 years later in your career talking to some young generation class of 2040 about what's necessary for them to move forward. And Delta Sigma Pi will still remain a part of that conversation.